Hey, welcome back. You may have noticed at one point strolling through Walmart that they carry fabric, and I have bought fat quarters from them a little bit, but today I am testing out a lot of fabric. So we're gonna check out if Walmart fabric is worth it. Hey guys, hope you're having a fantastic Thursday and end to this week. Take it day by day. Today we are talking about Walmart fabric, and this is a video that I've been promising you guys since I think January and I'm finally getting to it now. So my initial thoughts on this is cheap. It worked out to $4.37 a meter. This is a corduroy. Don't know much about it. There really is there's nothing really on the label other than the width. So it's 54 inches wide and 2.74 meters. These, I'm assuming these are just offcuts maybe from their warehouses for creating clothing, upholstery, or whatever. This is considered an upholstery fabric. Nope. I don't know where I read that. This just says it's by the piece, premium jacquard, chenilles, velvets, and textured fabrics, 100% unknown fibers. So they use the same label for everything, and then they just fill in. So this was $11.97 Canadian for 2.74 meters, and it worked out to $4.37 a meter. I did that math myself, it wasn't on there. So I figured I had to try it out. And just my initial thoughts on the feeling is it feels good, feels like an upholstery fabric, so probably I'm anticipating it's quite thick. It's not stretchy. I have not opened it up yet. I bought it about 10 days ago. I'm gonna open it up, we're gonna measure it, I'm gonna wash it, and then we're gonna measure it again, see what happens. Let's do it! So typically I add in vinegar with my Tide Pod, but this time I'm just gonna leave it without vinegar just to see how this washes up, and I'm gonna cut a little swatch off so that we can compare after it's been washed. And then I just wash on a normal cycle. I might do this one on a bulky cycle and in cold water. Wash everything in cold water. And then I will tumble dry it on medium. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen my saga with this fabric, and not really the fabric, it was totally my fault. I was trying to adapt a different pattern to better suit these, and my husband didn't think it was a great fit for me. So I kind of changed directions and I made these little overalls for my little guy, and I used the BURDA 7919 pattern, and I'll be getting to that in just a second. First, I want to talk about the fabric itself. So in terms of quality, I will say that this is it was sold as upholstery fabric, so I mean it's gonna kind of limit what you want to do with it, but there's still a huge range of ideas that you could use. I mean, you could make coats, you could use it for home improvement projects, do something a little sturdier like a coverall. There's all kinds of ideas. So in terms of quality, I mean, my little guy hasn't worn these yet on a daily basis, so I'm not sure how it's gonna hold up, but just working with it and sewing it, it is very durable, and I'm not concerned if you wanted to use these as for actual upholstery or curtains or something like that. There's going to be enough structure and durability there to suit your needs. I'm confident in that. In terms of the price, so the piece that I bought was advertised as 2.7 meters, and at the cost that I paid, that works out to $4.34 a meter. But, and here's the fun part, when I measured it, I got more than 2.7 meters. I actually got just over 3 meters before I washed it, and then after washing, it was just under 3 meters. So it was more than advertised, which made it like around $4 a meter for some heavy corduroy upholstery fabric. I thought that was a major score. And I kind of just touched on the shrinkage there. It shrunk about 5 inches, so like nothing. And the width of this fabric was 62.5 inches. Yeah, that's more than 5 feet. This is a huge chunk of fabric that I got for right around $11. And another thing I wanted to mention is I was in my local fabric shop the other day and I noticed they have a bin of the exact same fabric rolls that this was that I bought at Walmart. So if my local fabric shop is carrying it, I'm thinking it's pretty decent quality. And my thought is that it's just remnants that come off of wherever and then they sell them to different shops like Walmart or fabric shops and that kind of thing. So really you are helping reduce waste by saving these pieces from the landfill. So I mean, it's fabric. You're gonna use it, at least I hope you're gonna use it. And I'm not trying to promote buying and consumerism and all those good things. I just want to say that if you are going to be buying this, I do believe that they are remnant cuts, so it's saving them from the landfill, kind of similar to how dead stock or thrift store shopping would be. Okay, on to the actual coveralls. So again, I use the BURDA 7919, and this is a vintage pattern that I bought at a thrift store. I'll pop in the video here where I showed this pattern more. And I did view C. I don't know if I'll be doing this again. I liked some of the things of this pattern, but most of them I didn't like. And I don't know if it's because it's a vintage pattern. I don't know if it's because it's a European vintage pattern that was originally printed in a different language and then, translated to English. There were a lot of things that I did not understand and had to really struggle through. Couple things I had to seam rip, that kind of thing, and the finish didn't come out perfect or flawless like I like my garments to come out like, mostly in the placket. So I'm not 100% happy with it. It'll be totally wearable and it looks great, but of course there's things that I noticed that I would change if I were to do it again. And part of it maybe was the fabric. It was thick fabric for a lot of the finishing parts that I'm not happy with, but I really do think that it was the pattern, the way that the instructions were, and even the pattern pieces, because there were some parts that I just had to kind of guess and go with the picture and that. And as you know, a big 4 pattern company doesn't give a lot of instruction. Again, this is a vintage pattern. They have come a long way, but this is the pattern I was working on, the 7919 from BURDA, and it was lacking. Plain and simple, it was lacking. And I am not a beginner sewer, and I had trouble, so I would not recommend this for a beginner. Unless you maybe have someone who can help you through it, then the sewing itself wasn't difficult, it was just the instructions. The only thing I really changed on this is the way that the zipper pouch goes. So in the instructions it calls for having the zipper on top, and I didn't like that. I didn't have the right size zipper either, so I would have had to cut it down, and then I don't know, I wanted it kind of tucked in, so I just attached the zipper on the top of the pocket piece and then folded it back under, and then I put right sides together, laid it upside down on the top, right sides together, stitched it, and then flipped it back over and top stitched. And I think that's the only thing I really changed. I got this hardware from my local fabric shop, and I had these snaps in my stock, but other than that, this thing cost me like less than $10 to make. So, it's a win, and it's sustainable because I bought the fabric from what I believe to be remnant or dead stock fabric, and I bought the pattern from a thrift store for 99 cents or $1 here in Canada. And the zipper I also had in my stash anyway. If you guys saw my zipper stash, you would be like, yeah, you don't need to buy zippers ever again. The buckles were the only things I had to buy, and I think that was only a couple bucks. And it's something my little guy is going to use a lot, and I'm sure it'll be coming in handy in the spring here because everything's gonna be really, really muddy. So thanks so much for watching. I hope this video inspired you to maybe check out Walmart when this whole thing is over and we're ready to be shopping again, and that you're not hesitant thinking that it's like not good quality, because I do think it is good quality and it's a good affordable price point for anybody who's sewing. You're not gonna maybe get exactly what you want, but they do have a lot of options. Anyway, thank you again so much for watching. Take care out there. Tomorrow on Instagram, I'm gonna be posting some more inspiration for weekend sewing. I hope you guys are staying safe and staying at home. I will catch you next week. Take care, guys. Bye.